Hi everyone, Holly here, the Savvy Crafter. Oh, let me put a little more light on the subject for you. There we go. Much better, much better. So everybody can see. Okay, I have a selection of glues here that I tried out, and I gotta tell you, some are really good, some not so good. So I'm gonna go through this pretty good, well, for you. Okay. When dealing with fabrics, I have 3 different types of glues that I use when I'm using fabrics on my journals, and when I'm using, like, for the covers of journals and such. Now, there's 3 different types of glues I tried. I tried this double stick tape with, this is by Jot. Didn't hold so well with the fabric. I tried this fabric fusion. Did not hold very well. Okay. Tried the heat and bond. Did not hold well. What I ended up using was Eileen's clear tacky glue to hold fabric on. This is also awesome for using with wallpaper. If you're using wallpaper samples and stuff, this holds fabulous. And it's very strong, dries clear, goes on clear. You don't need a lot, just a thin line. If you're going to spread it out over a long big space, it works very well. It's also pretty pricey. It's by Eileen's Clear Tacky Glue. That's pretty much my go-to glue for 90% of the stuff I use. I also tried out this Elmer's washable glue pens. This is good for like little tag embellishments and papers and stuff, and it's got a pretty precision tip on it. It's a pretty fine line, which is really good if you're doing like paper products. This is actually pretty good. Holds pretty good too. But I always back it up with Elmer's Craft Bond. As you can see from my bottle, it is very well used. This Elmer's Craft Bond all-purpose glue is my second go-to. These are my two absolute favorite glues for just about anything. When it comes to fabric and wallpaper, this is phenomenal. Holds fabulously. And I use this, as you can tell, it's almost empty. I have to get some more. It's hard to find in most of our stores because it's pretty much most people's go-to. I have used the Elmer's wood glue if I'm working with some embellishments because the wood glue is extremely strong, but it kind of turns things a little shade of yellow on it. I'm not real thrilled with it. But this and this, my absolute, they're by my side all the time. Which is why this one's almost empty. When it gets down to this point where there's only like this much left, I try to find some way to keep it stood up, so it usually sits in my bowl of buttons I've got there so that it stays easy to use. Another one I use a lot is the original Eileen's Tacky Glue. But this, it's okay, but this is actually better. No offense. This has a little longer glue time, to work with it and stuff, and it takes a little longer to dry than this does. This gives you a lot of workable time. I'd say probably about half an hour workable time. This, you got about an hour workable time with it, but It could be too because of the humidity and stuff here in my state. It has a lot to do with it. You have to also work with what your humidity and your heat level and everything is where you live. That affects a lot of the glue. Now, I tried this one, the washable clear school glue. This is great when I'm making miniatures because I can make water fountains and stuff with this. It's really good for doing my miniatures with if I'm gluing, if I want to make a waterfall, if I want to make a water fountain, a pond. This is really good. Takes a long time to dry. A very, very long time. As far as paper products go, it holds okay. Doesn't after about maybe 3 or 4 months, you may have to go back and glue it. It doesn't have as strong a hold time as the Eileen Clear Tacky Glue. I've glued stuff with this, and 2 years later, it's still glued. No problem. This, about a year and a half, and you may have to go back to re-glue it. This, about maybe 3 or 4 months. So, the other go-to product I use a lot with my paper is the Elmer's Washable School Glue Disappearing Purple. This, it looks purple when you use it, but it dries clear. You got about maybe 20 minutes tacky time to reposition things, which is really good. It holds excellent. I've used it on wallpaper to hold 2 sheets of wallpaper together, and it's held very well. But I usually go back. I'll use for the main middle part, but then I usually go back and edge around the edges with this. Or Elmer's all-purpose craft bond. Oops. The heat and bond is great for the fabrics. Don't put your iron too hot. I know it says put it at a cotton setting, but I would set it about 1 setting below. And make sure you preheat to a medium heat with no steam before you apply this. If you preheat it, then you can lay your piece down where you want it. It's going to hold pretty good, and then put your other fabric on there and then iron it. I'd say instead of using a hot cotton setting, because it'll pretty much disintegrate, use a medium setting. It works so much better. It holds good, but you might want to go back and maybe stitch it or add some extra glue. If you lay this down and put it on something, add a little glue to it when you do it. This, it says permanent, and I know it's by Eileen's. There's actually 2 kinds out there. There's it's called Fabric Fusion. It's a blue and white bottle. That does not hold fabric very long. Okay, this actually holds a lot longer, you know, especially if you want to do a quick mending for your hem or something. When I do closures and stuff, I get these damage-free hooks, and I trim off a couple of pieces to make my closures. Because it's pretty good, like Velcro-like. I use the ones for the picture hanging because they work great for closures. They're strong enough to hold it closed. It's got that sticky back stuff on it, so it holds really good. I use a lot of Command products. My hooks and stuff in my house are all Command products. They don't damage the paint. They don't damage the walls. I love their products. Absolutely. The other new one I got was Tombow Mono Liquid Glue Multi. Now, this one was pretty neat because it comes with 2 different tips on it. And it's really kind of like gummy when it dries. You got a nice wide tip here. Piece of rubber to help smooth it out. There's a little tiny hole in it. Be careful if you squeeze the bottle because you'll get this humongous blob that you really got to spread out. And on the other end, it's got this nice precision tip to it, which I really like because it gives you really nice fine lines. But as I said, be careful squeezing the bottle too hard. Otherwise, you're going to get huge gobs out. You know, the glue's right in here. So whichever way you tilt is, whichever way the glue's going to go. I do like this for the precision tip on it. Works really well with holding glue. Now, I got 2 types of glue runners. And let me grab the other one real quick. Actually, I brought 3 different types. I bought the Elmer's version of these glue doohickeys here, and you can buy the refills, but finding the actual holder for it, that was almost impossible. So I tried this one. It's by Allary, A-L-L-A-R-Y. This one actually worked pretty good. A couple of times I've had to go over it a second, third time to make sure it comes out. Very slip. I got this AdTech. These are really good. I like these. They're relatively cheap. And you get like 4 in a pack for, I think I paid $1.27 for 4 in a pack. And they're like the other runners. I also got a memory keeper one. I haven't tried it out yet. I got it at the thrift store, so I haven't taken it out of the box, but it was brand new. But these are refillable. You just pop them open at the top, or the bottom here. And they're refillable. These I like pretty good. They run pretty smooth. I used up 3 of these, putting together one little travel journal with 10 pages. I guess I put a lot of glue on, but they work pretty good. I like those. And they're relatively cheap to buy, so not really bad there. But that is, oh, the other one I used, oh, I showed you this. The double-sided tape works really well. This is by Jot. This is actually a generic brand. I tried the name brand ones. Not real thrilled with it. This is a generic one that I bought at Walmart, and it actually works pretty good. They also sell this at the dollar store, the double-sided tape. For if you got wide spaces you need to cover, this works really well. I like this for the thinner spaces. This one works pretty good. This is just the dot. It leaves a little line of tiny, tiny little dots, which is pretty cool. It works great. Adheres quickly. You got a long work time with it. But once it's down, it's down. It's stuck. You ain't getting it back up. So, that's my little quick review on the glues. I'll lay them out here so you can see them. But this is my little review on glues. So you can see everything. And, of course, my trusty all-purpose. So, I hope this helps. As I said before, best glues go-to are these, my favorites. Okay, that's it. Peace out.